All right, this is K5LY, and my name is Lynn. We get together here on Wednesday evenings and talk about these vintage radios. This evening I happen to be on a station called Cheap and Easy SSB, a homebrew transmitter from QST 1956, built by KG7TR in more recent times. And he also built a companion receiver for it out of all octal vacuum tubes. So this is an entirely homebrew station. And I don't know of anybody else nationwide that's regularly calling a net with a homebrew station built with entirely vacuum tube technology. Let's see if we can get through this evening here. Buy-sell trades are appropriate if they're vintage radio related, and this is a great place for technical advice, as we're about to hear from WB1E. Hey, Doug, tell us about that station, K5LY.
Okay, Lynn, welcome back to the Boat Anchors Net, Rusty and Jada and awesome jobs covered for you. It's great to have you back. Good evening, everybody. This is WB1E, Doug over here just outside of Bryan, Texas, and I'm talking to you tonight on a plain old Swan 500. No suffix. It's a great radio. She looks great, works great, works as she should. The microphone is an Electro Voice 638. This is combined with a newly restored, it was a chassis off resto mod. Started just with a clean chassis and put most of the stuff back in. It's running a pair of 4400s, and it's producing halos about 1.35 kW. So going out on a recently raised backup inverted V at about 90 feet. So with that terrible coax. Okay, Lynn, I'll turn it back to you, Ben. Starting to change. I'll take it back to net, WB1E.
Very nicely done, Doug. Great to hear you this evening. All right, I'm going to go back to the first guys that I heard when I came in here this afternoon. That was Jimmy. Hey, KC5WLF. Jimmy, you sitting over there somewhere? How about it?
Hey, Lynn. Good evening, and good evening everybody else on the net. Yeah, it sounds like the band is in pretty good condition for as bad a condition as it is. But we'll manage, I think. You're sounding real good tonight, man. This is Jimmy, KC5WLF, and I'm coming to you on a Yaesu FT101 Zulu Delta Mark III. It is a hybrid radio. The receiver is transistorized. Some earlier models, though, of the transistors than we have here nowadays, I do believe. And then the finals is tube. So it's doing about 80 to 90 watts into my FL2000B, which is also a tube-type amplifier, about the same vintage there. And it's doing about, peaks about, it's about 750 watts tonight, so it's doing pretty good. Anyway, good evening to everybody. Off-center fed dipole is what I'm talking on, so it's made for 80 meters, but it's doing a good job here. KC5WLF, back to you there, Lynn.
Outstanding work, Jimmy. Great to hear you this evening. Let me say I'm going to pick up in this order: TXW, WOZ, 5Q, and W1BG, and W5DK. Then we'll throw this over to Jay. So, TXW, George, how about it? K5LYN.
Hello, Lynn, and all around the net for the finest hour of amateur radio for the week. WB5TXW right here. On the S line, 32S175S3, 30L1 power supply. The speaker box, the Shure 444. The 75-meter dipole fed with 450 ohm twin lead out in the woods. And that's it. It works. If it works, I'm not going to change it. So anyway, Lynn, I'll be planning on going to breakfast this Saturday. We'll check with you on Friday. But right now, all systems are go. Over.
As far as I know, George, all systems are go on my end. We will see. That's what I thought last week. And residue from the trip caught up with me that Saturday morning. But I think we're in good shape. So see you Saturday morning, okay?
Roger that. Well, I'm waiting for life to be perfect myself, but that's it. WB5TXW back to net.
Sounded good, George. KWOZ, how about it, Dan?
Yeah, good evening, Lynn, and all the other boat anchors. This is Dan, KWOZ in Houston. Just talking on Kenwood 830 and Collins 30L1, just so I can see I'm running something Collins. And the mic is a MC50 and inverted V up there about 42 feet. Boy, everybody sounds good. Doug's deal sounds really good. I can't believe you can get that kind of power out of a pair of 400s with grounded grid, but hey, let her rip. Sounds good. And your rig there, Lynn, always sounds great. I don't know why you worry so much about being on frequency, but I've never heard it off, I guess. Anyway, that's about it from here. Nothing else new. Just fiddling around, trying to figure out what's my next. Well, I got a bunch of radios to fix. But what's going to be my next amplifier project? Because I'm due to build something else. That's about it from here. Hope to see some people in Belton. KWOZ.
Sounded great, Dan, and I'll tell you why I obsess about this, because what I was saying earlier, you can go out and buy a radio that does everything for you except for washing dishes, but these are a challenge, and I think it demonstrates the expertise that we can develop if we keep trying, and match recordings of the net have been invaluable to me in terms of figuring out how to get this right. I still don't get it always right, but we keep trying. Great to hear you, Dan. Anything else for the net this evening?
Nope, like everybody else said, welcome back, and it's sounding great.
All right, KE5Q, how about it, Jim?
Yes, K5LYN on the net. This is Jim, KE5Q in Plano. And good evening to everybody. And good to be back home. Had a great time down in Austin last week. And tonight we are on the PR4C. And we're driving the Clipperton L. Not the one that I use remote, but the other Clipperton L. And that's going into the Ultimax 8040 double bazooka using the Shure 444. Appreciate you calling the net. Welcome home. K5LYN, KE5Q.
Sounded like $1 million, Jim. Great to hear you. Let's see if W1BG is still hanging out down there. How about it, Bill? Okay, well, maybe not. Let's talk to Don then. W5DK. Well, all right, maybe we'll come back to two people. How about N5JJI, Ed?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, Lynn, welcome back. This is N5JJI, the New Braunfels. I'm on my a total of 22 vacuum tubes. My Heathkit HW101 into an SB201. Coax out the window to an inverted V of about 45 feet. And that's the amount. Anyway, 73's around, N5JJI back to net.
Ed, do I remember you being in New Braunfels?
Yes.
Have we heard anything from our friend KL7CD yet? Or is he still over in New Mexico?
Well, I heard it from him 2 weeks ago. I think he checked in here, but I haven't heard anything else.
Okay, well, we'll keep listening for him. All right, great to hear you. Nice signal in Dawson. Okay, Jay, why don't you see if you can make some sense out of this thing? K5LYN, over to you.
Oh, righty, Lynn. Yeah, I think Mike was still out there last week, so don't know when he's coming back. No, surely he misses home. But anyway, he's probably listening. Maybe he'll come in here in a little bit. Let's see. Okay, you picked up a lot of them. Let me start. I'll come back to Don here in a minute or two. I'll give him a chance to get back in there. But next on my list is WA5MTT. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Jay. Everybody on the net this evening. Tonight we're on the Collins S-Line, winged emblem version, 75S2 receiver, 32S1 transmitter. The amplifier is a 30S1, and the microphone is an Electro Voice 674. Other than that, looking forward to Belton, and all these radios that everybody's got on tonight sound great. Back to you.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, I've already got about half the stuff loaded up. I'm trying to get a jump on it. But anyway, yeah, you sounded great. As usual, you do good work on those things. Alrighty. Well, let me slip over to Mississippi. Whiskey 5, Tango Fox. Terry, go ahead.
All right, thank you, Jay. Good evening, all. I got it all written down tonight. I'm going to give you the rundown. I'm on the KWM2A, and according to the serial number, it was produced in 1964. That was 3 years after I graduated from high school. 312B4, 516 Foxtrot. The mic is a 404C hand mic by Shure. And coaxial dipole. And I've got the ends on that antenna are 450 ohms, twin leads. I got, of course, the coaxial center part. Using the Heathkit GD125 Q multiplier, which seems to work real well. And then the SB220, driving it with 100 watts out of the Collins. And that's giving me 1,000 watts on the W4 watt meter. Other than that, I can't tell too many lies. I was interested in what Lynn said about the subway there in New York. I've never been on that, but I've ridden the subway in Moscow, Russia. And it's too much to go into now, but it was pretty amazing to a country boy from Mississippi. So back to you. W5 Tango Foxtrot out.
Okay, Terry. Yeah, it'd be pretty amazing to me, too. I don't know. I hear too many stories about that one in New York these days, but I'm glad Lynn didn't have any problems. That's a good thing. He was up there to have fun, and he did. That's great. Let me see. I forgot to mention what I'm beating up this evening. I'm on my Kenwood TS820S using the R820 as a receiver. Got it hooked up in transceive with the transceiver, and driving a TL922 Kenwood amplifier. Using an Electro-Voice 664A microphone. That's the miniature version of the famous 664 Tire Thumper. And homebrew tuner and homebrew ladder line or open wire line, and which going all the way through to the homebrew antenna. 160 meter dipole stretched out across the neighborhood. And hope it's working okay. Assume it is. Y'all are hearing me, so I guess it's working. Alrighty. Mr. Phil, November 5, Papa Fox, your turn.
Good evening. This is Phil, November 5, Papa Fox, Vicksburg, Mississippi. And by the way, Terry, you're 100 miles from me. I had to turn my layup game way down because you're 70 over on this meter. You're routing these tubes. Everybody else is getting routed. But hello, Jay and Lynn and Rusty and everybody. I've been on that subway, 1963, World's Fair in New York City. I was there 3 days, heading to Turkey, U.S. Air Force. Spent 3 days there, saw the World's Fair, Empire State Building. Let's see, in the aircraft carrier Independence, was it? I don't remember what it was now. It was in port. I didn't go on it, but I could see it quite well. A lot of other stuff. Anyway, they weren't mugging people on the subways back then. I didn't have any worries. I was out on the subway at midnight going to the Empire State Building. It was open all night. Anyway, I've got a round MMS line here. Full station, 312B4, 516F2. It's a 32S3 and a 75S3B. Power Gold Line microphone. SB200 into a dipole inverted V modified cage
style dipole at 45 feet. And let's see, I had something else here I wanted to say. Yeah. These new radios, talking to some guys the other night. They were on Kenwood 890s and 990s. They didn't know how to use those things. They could talk on them, turn it on and talk. All that other stuff they couldn't figure out. That relates to age. I've got a ICOM IC9700 over here. I had to go on YouTube and let that guy tell me how to program it. Got it programmed, partly. I was going to do satellite with it. Complicated. I haven't got that point yet. I've had it over 6 months. Age is a problem with this complicated stuff. This common radio is simple. All I got is rejection tuning. I can turn the RF gain down and get rid of a lot of noise. And that's about all I got to say. It's been 5 p.m. Back to day. Okay, Phil. Boy, do I understand. I really do. I have a 990. That's my modern rig, and I don't know how to use half of the stuff that's on it because I don't care. But the stuff that it does have a lot of really nice features as far as filtering and stuff that you can. Well, anyway, that's beside the point. The old rigs have I don't know, they're easy. You can work them. You can make a mistake and it won't kill you, and you don't have to go back and reset everything. So who knows what's better? It's easier for me to complain about the new stuff than it is to give up on the old stuff, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Oh, thanks for checking in, Phil. Appreciate it. We'll look for you next week. All right, let me see if Don's made it back in here. No, Whiskey 5, Delta Kilo. Are you here? Well, I guess not. Let me grab a couple more, and then I'll turn it over to Rusty. So who's next for the boat anchors?
K0SED.
Okay, I got Steve, and who was the other station?
That was Mike out in New Mexico.
Oh, that was Mike? If you can hear him good, Rusty, I'll let you pick him up after I get Steve.
Okay.
Alrighty, good deal. Go ahead, Steve.
Good evening, all you boat anchors. Boy, what a beautiful day in Tyler. Anyway, as usual, I'm on a trusty old Kenwood 520 out of Collins 30L1 to dipole up 40-odd feet. Looking forward to Belton, and I've recovered from Mina. Back to you, Jay. K0SED.
Okay, Steve. Yeah, you didn't freeze up there, did you?
No, but it was nice.
Okay. It's going to be nice in Belton, too. 87 during the day and the mid-60s at night. Partly cloudy on Saturday, but sunshine on Friday.
We'll hold you to it.
I mean, that's what the weatherman said. If he changes his mind, it's not my fault.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. All right, Rusty, pick Mike up. KM5QS, your turn.
Okay, this is WK5R with the Boat Anchors Unlimited Net. I'm running the usual stuff. The Kenwood TS590, the audio technical microphone. I'm driving the homebrew 8877 amplifier into the fan dipole at 50 feet. That takes care of that. So, KL7CD, come on in there, Mike.
WK5R, KL7CD. Do you copy, Rusty?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Okay, sorry. I wasn't sure I was on frequency, so I was checking that about the time you were turning it over to me. So I have to go to tune mode to keep from transmitting that signal. I should be kind of close in the area somewhere. I hope you can copy. I'm running barefoot tonight on a Kenwood TS520 Sugar. No tuner in line, running straight out of the back of the radio with a piece of coax up to my dipole. It's up about 40, 45 feet, something like that, in the Ponderosa Pines. I'm still here in Ruidoso, New Mexico. I was gone for about 10 days over Labor Day weekend, so I missed a net or two. I'm not sure how many. And it was a big mistake. It was 106 or 107 was the lowest high while I was there, and it got up to about 111, 112. And my sister, I was visiting my sister. She doesn't have a fenced yard, so I had to walk the dog on the leash. And thank goodness the dog got hot before I did, so I made it through, and I was sure glad to get back to Ruidoso. All last night and early this morning, the temperature was 49 degrees. So I had to turn the fireplace on and take the chill out of the house. But it warmed up nicely up to about 75, 76. We've been having rain, 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch a day, just enough to keep the grass wet. So I haven't been able to mow it. So we got 5 straight days of sunny skies and no rain in the forecast. And temperatures in the mid-70s, upper 70s, I would say. So I can get the front and backyard mowed, hopefully. I'm leaving coming this weekend. I'm headed back to New Braunfels for a short period of time. I got a family reunion to go to in Arkansas in the latter half of September. And then, of course, the next week is Belton, and I'm going to be there for that, for sure. Anyway, hope you're copying me, Rusty. K5R. I'll get it right in a minute. This is KL7 Charlie Delta. Over.
Okay, Mike, I got everything there. Your 520, I think you said it was. And I got everything you said there, and Roger on it being hot, and the dog got hot before you did over there. Your sister's happened to walk him on the leash, and we'll look for you back at Belton after you get back from your family reunion in Arkansas there. I don't guess we'll see you next week, but maybe we'll see you the week after that at Belton. 73s, and appreciate you checking in there, and you're making it fine barefooted there. I did have some noise, but I got everything you said there. So we'll catch you next time, Mike. Back to you, Jay.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take a couple more, then I'll turn it back to you and let you have a turn at it, I guess. Is there anyone else out there for the boat anchors this evening?
November 5, Delta Juliet Papa, M5 DJP, New Caney, Texas.
Kilo 5, Tango Whiskey Romeo. WB50 Lee.
Alrighty, that's 3. Let me start with Mike up here in N5 DJB.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. Everybody out there on the net sounding real good. Talking on my Yaesu 101E tonight, D104 microphone. I have 4 pieces with it, but I'm not using them all. The speaker and the antenna tuner and the digital readout. The tuner I'm using is a Mertz Electronics, Mertz 2000A, come from OZZ over there. I think he got it from one of y'all boat anchor fellas out there. And I'm running a SB200 and using a Delta Loop full-wave antenna. It's 186 feet long and 80 feet in the air. I guess that's about it. Back to you, Nat, N5 DJP.
Okay, Mike. Well, you're sounding good down here this evening. And I'm not sure, but, well, I'll ask him in a minute, but I think he might have got that merch from me. Maybe not. I might be thinking something else, but who knows. There were a few of them out there. Thanks for checking in, Mike. We'll catch you next week. All right, K5, Tango Whiskey Romeo, your turn.
Yeah, okay. Hello, Jay and Leanne, everybody else on the net. Good to hear everybody on the boat anchors net tonight. Still using the old 520. It just keeps plugging along. I guess it'll always work until it don't. Anyway, just running the radio. Hello, looks like about 150 watts on voice peaks and about 130 when I modulate through it on the sideband here. Anyway, I'm just using a dipole antenna at between 20 and 23 feet. Ends are about 6-7 feet off the ground, but nothing special. Anyway, everybody's sounding good tonight. Good to hear all of y'all tonight. I'll turn it back to you, K5TWR.
All right. Well, it sounded good down here. No problem. It's 150 watts at a pair of 6146Bs, I guess, or unless you've got those, maybe you got those old Matsushita 2001s in there. Those things will... Anyway, it's sounding great. No problem. Thanks for checking in. Look for you next time. How about you, Don? WB5OZZ. Was that the merch tuner that you got for me?
Yeah, sure was. This is WB5OZZ. Yep, that's the merch I popped for you and sold to him. And I'm running the old 830. I'm driving a TSB200 and a dipole about 45 feet. That's about it.
Okay. Well, it's a working. So, sounding good this evening. Everything's doing what it's supposed to. And now, we'll let Rusty do what he's supposed to. Rusty, WK5R from KM5QS. Your turn.
KM5QS, WK5R, Jay. And you're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. So who else is out there for the net? Come now.
K5 Sierra, Alpha Charlie.
Okay, go ahead, Norm.
Hey, good evening, Rusty. Jay, Lynn, I tried twice a while ago to check in. Had bad connection on the mic plug, so I don't think it was cutting the mustard. Anyway, good evening, all. Same old KWM2 30L1 homebrew 10 through 80 dipole, and we're enjoying the cooler weather. We got shorter days, lower humidity, and I'm all for it. If anybody's interested, Saturday, we have a Quarter Century Wireless Association meeting Saturday. It's the Texas Louisiana Chapter 51. We meet in Nederland, Texas at noon at what's called the Schooner Restaurant. It's on Highway 69, just north of Highway 365. We're trying to build a little group up after taking a hit during COVID. So anyone interested in a nice informal QCWA meeting, come on over. K5SAC 73s all around.
All right, Norm. Yeah, it don't work too good when there ain't no audio coming from the microphone. But that great sounding station you got there, that Collins, always sounds good. All right. Who else is out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. Maybe I need to put another worm on a hook there. Anybody else out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net? Come now.
Kilo 5, Lima Tango.
Hey, go ahead there, Lyle.
Good evening, Rusty, and everybody else on the net. You caught me with my mouth full eating dinner. First call there, and I was like, I had to swallow real quick. So, anyhow, everybody's doing good tonight. Running the usual, running the Heathkit SB101 through the SB221 amplifier out to a double extended ZEP antenna run through the cedar trees. And everything's going good tonight. My dog is bringing me toys to play with. Glad to hear that Lynn made it back from New York, and hopefully they checked his passport when he crossed the river. But other than that, everything's good. Thanks for calling that, Rusty. Have a good evening. K5LT.
All right, sounds good there. And we'll catch you next time. Okay, who else is out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. Anybody else out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net? Come now. Well, maybe we're getting to the end of it there. K5LYN, WK5R. Go ahead, Lynn.
Well, we might have covered the territory here. Let's see if my meter's still moving. Yeah, sure enough. Do I sound like I'm in the right place, Rusty?
Yep, sounds good to me. Go right ahead.
All right. Well, it's been a great net thus far. A lot of great signals. I'm glad we're getting into this propagation of the fall. And about the time we go back on standard time, we'll be talking to people way out there, all the way to Florida sometime, and out into New Mexico and Colorado and once in a while Nebraska. So things are getting better here. I'm back on the cheap and easy SSB and homebrew receiver, all of it built by KG7TR. And this might be one of the only totally homebrew stations in the United States that we actually use to call a net with. So I'm really pleased to be able to do that. All right, anybody else want to talk boat anchors tonight? K5LYN, calling and listening. Well, we may have covered the territory. Let's go around the table one more time, and let's see. Jay, might be some folks want to talk to you. Might be somebody out there wants to talk to Rusty again. So let's go around the table, and if we don't pick up anybody else, we'll call it a night. K5LYN, what a great net.
All right. Yeah, it's been pretty good. It sure has. All right, folks, this is Jay, KM5QS down here in Alice, Texas. And is there anyone we've missed? Anyone didn't, let's see. Maybe Don has found his way back in. Maybe not. W5DK, are you there?
Not him, but Jay copied me as Whiskey 5 Zulu Zulu Tango.
Well, I sure do. Whiskey 5 Zulu Zulu Tango. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. It's Harold up here in Dallas area, and I'm on a beeline tonight. I wasn't going to check in because I don't have an amp hooked up. I was kind of embarrassed. Everybody had an amp that checked in, but I don't have an old one. So anyhow, barefoot on the beeline that I have, it's CX4B and an R4B, and this is one that I bought from the original owner, so it's actually all matched up with the right colors and everything as far as the crystals inside and whatnot, using a Shure 444D microphone and going to just a standard old made myself inverted V. I'm about 50 feet thick. So back to you, Jay, ZCT. Go ahead. Oh, and you need to tell us exactly how many days, hours, minutes, and seconds still melting. Go ahead.
Yeah, I figured I was going to hear some of that. I'll do that in just a minute. You're making it fine down here that you don't have an amp. It's working great. You've solid 7/8S unit signal down here. No problem copying whatsoever. I know it's 14 days and probably like 15 hours and something like that. I don't have my computer up in the right place right now, but that's pretty much where it is.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you down there. I just put in the day to take off Friday, so I'm going to try to get down there Friday, too. All right. Well, thanks for letting me check in. Over.
No problem, Harold. Anytime. Look for you next week. And anyway, there it is. 14 days, 15 hours, 55 minutes, and 54 seconds. And we'll be starting to burn some mesquite wood. All right, is anyone else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net? Come down. I thought I heard somebody out there. Rusty, can you hear him?
I heard him, but I didn't catch who it was. That station, come again.
Yeah, it said recheck. You copy, over?
Oh, is that you, Mike? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's me. I just wanted to see propagation's starting to move this way, and Jay's signal has come up. I've been copying Lynn all along. I was just wondering if Jay can copy me, and maybe you could check me there, Jay, and then also Lynn. K5LYN, I copy him 100% here, KL7CD.
Yes, Mike, I could hear you the last time after you started talking. You're light, of course, but I copy 100% so far.
50% here.
Yeah, he's barefooted too.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, right about 9 o'clock Central Time, which is, let's see, about an hour from now, I guess. On 3916, I'm usually 10 to 20 over with this barefoot here. I've been checking in there just about every night when I'm back here. Anyway, it's just too early. Maybe when the time changes,
savings time goes away, I'll be able to check in regularly. I'm going to be in and out back and forth between Texas and New Mexico for about the next month and a half, something like that. So it'll be iffy. I hope when I get back next week to New Braunfels, I don't think I'm going to make it Wednesday night. I got to leave Wednesday for Arkansas, so I may not be able to make it from Texas to check into the boat anchors, but I'll definitely be on 39 for trivia and that sort of thing. Anyway, thanks for letting me back in. KL7 Charlie Delta. Great net.
All right. Good deal, Mike. Thank you, sir. And we'll see you when we can.
I'll see you at Belton.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. All right. I thought I heard somebody else out there just a minute ago. Is there anyone else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Well, I certainly have had a good time tonight, and I appreciate the participation of everybody and all the work y'all done on keeping those rigs on the air and how good they all sound and all that. So thank y'all very much for helping me enjoy another evening. At this time, I'm going to save my 73s and pass it to Rusty to do what he's got to do. Go ahead, Rusty, KM5QS.
All right, Jay. This is WK5R with the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. Is there anybody else out there that we missed and wants to check in before we close it down? Come now. Last call for check-ins for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. Come now.
WJ8.
Go ahead, Jim.
N5 WJ8. Not on the whole rig, I'm on my 890. I just want to check in and add the account. 73 N5 WJ8.
All right, Jim, appreciate it. Yep, that old 890 always sounds good there. That's a good rig. Wish I could afford one, they can't. Anyway, we'll catch you later. All right, anybody else out there before we close the net? Come now. Well, I don't hear anybody else. I would like to thank everybody for checking in. We know what it takes, Jay, myself, Lynn, we all know, and a bunch of others out there know what it takes to get these old rigs on there and make them work. We'll look for y'all next week, next Wednesday. So this is WK5R, now closing the Boat Anchors Unlimited net and returning the frequency to normal amateur views. WK5R.